Hi everyone, Michelle Fix-It here. Today we're going to be doing an install video for a cord or plug for an electric stove. It's been a long day. And so if you guys didn't know, when you purchase a new appliance, or if you're not purchasing it new and you're purchasing it second hand, it might come with a 3-prong and you have a 4-prong, or it might come with a 4-prong and you need a 3-prong, or it might come with nothing in the instance of this new stove. So luckily for us, it actually has the instructions for everything on the back, so that might be helpful to someone in the future. But I'm going to show you guys how to install one of these cords. Same general rules would apply for an electric dryer. So if you can do it on a stove, you can do it on a dryer. If you can do it on a dryer, you can do it on a stove. So hopefully this is helpful for you guys. So on this particular appliance, because it is brand new, we do have the install on here. I'm like so self-conscious because I don't have nails. So if you need the 3-wire hookup, this is how you would set that up. I'm going to stay there for a second because somebody might need that in the future. And if you have a 4-wire hookup, this is how you would do it on this side. And so what we're going to do is we're going to scooch the stove out of the way a little bit. We're going to look for, oh, it's right here. So in this one, if you see right here, we have a bolt. We have another bolt. This recesses in, and then I was feeling on the bottom because sometimes they have it on the bottom. So we're going to have to remove these 2 bolts and then expose everything to get this cord hooked up for the range. So, all right, let's get started. So I have a screwdriver with the bit that changes. So that happens to be the size for this guy. So we're going to remove this guy. And we're going to remove this guy. Cave woman style, because I like using my drill and going bzz bzz, but I can't go bzz bzz. So it already is hanging freely like that. And be mindful that this is probably going to be super sharp. So you may want to wear glovies, because as soon as I went to touch it, I was like, nope, I do not want to get cut, because I almost did. All right, so we can see right here, I just got rid of our instruction. So we can see right here our wiring setup. And if we look at the back, which is what I just showed you guys, scoot you guys up a smidge, then it shows you exactly how to get this guy wired up. So this representation at the bottom is for the cord. This representation at the top is for the stove. So we're going to use this representation, which says that our first wire is going to be the black or red wire. And then the green wire, which is for the ground, is going to get connected to the ground, which is also green right there. Then we have the white wire, and then we have the black or red wire. And so that is what we are going to be achieving. I'm going to set this up right here so we can look back at it. We're going to quickly unbox our brand new cord. Yay! We're going to stretch out our brand new cord. All right, and so as you can see, we have our wires here, and these are the wires that we are going to be putting into this hole and then connecting with these guys. Now, they do also give you these guys. They don't really give you any instruction on the interior of this. Limited instruction on the exterior. Talks about, removing the screws from the supplied strain relief and stuff like that. Insert cord, connector in first, through strain feed, remove screw from terminal block, access block. So they give you a little bit of instruction, but these guys are to protect this wire once it's in there. So it'll go like this in there. So that's going to be one of the things that's probably going to be kind of hard for you guys to see. And then these handy dandy screws are going to go in here and get connected. So you can do a dry run with it before you are dealing with the wires. you can say, okay, this one allows pivoting. This one is a little bit bigger, so we're going to stick that one in first, and then this is the tightening side. So typically the bigger side is just to be able to stick the screw into it, and then the smaller side is the threaded side to be able to tighten everything up. Okay? Okay. So I have my screws. I'm going to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. Alright, so we're going to stick cord in. Alright, and we're going to stick it's been a minute since I had to change one of these guys out. Bear with me. But he's supposed to be in there. And we'll probably put him up like this. And somebody's gonna be like, oh, you totally did that wrong, you're dumb, blah, 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 blah. Anytime you're making videos online, like, you're almost talking to yourself in your head with the level of anxiety that you can have, because there's just so many people that want to be grumpy about so many things. The other screw. So again, I'm just like trying to loosely get this set up so that once it's in there, I can tighten it up. Come on. There we go. Got a little bit of something started. Oh, and pardon me, these are bolts. When they were in the package, I thought they were screws. I'm going to finger tighten them. Come on. Alright. That's what we're doing. These things are notoriously just crappy. Because they punch 2 holes in it and then they just expect it to be good. Alright, so this guy is going to be an afterthought to these guys. So our first one to get knocked out, okay, and that's also going to be, the first one to get knocked out is going to be the ground. So you're going to undo your ground, because this grounding bolt once it's out, it's going to make friends with this grounding wire. So let's get him first. And he's below everybody else. And you tighten him up. And grounds are very important. Okay, there our ground is in. I'm going to stick this back up again. You do want your black sheath to be protecting the wires on the inside. And if we go back to our diagram, our first one, as a reminder, is the black or red wire, and then the middle one is the white wire, and then the black or red wire is going to be the white. So we're going to undo this one. And look, it's even color coded for you. Take this guy out and match black to black. And do white to white. Loop him in. Fight with him a bit because his tail is kind of slinking in there. tighten him up. Okay, and then our red guy. And he is also out a little bit. There we go. And tighten him up. Pacha! And then we double check everybody. Pacha! Double check this guy. Pacha! Double check that guy. Pacha! Alright, and then we're going to stick this cord back in here. And since these are very thick wires, you will be fighting with said very thick wires. But you also want to make sure that they are okay, because sharp metal can cut wires, which is why they get that little guard to be protected. Because the idea of this, and this one is kind of wonky, the idea of this is to make it where this holds it so that it doesn't risk getting cut by a metal shroud. Butterfly it. Hopefully that sort of stays. Whoop. Oh, I'm gonna have to rotate that as the open end is on the other side. And again, just kind of take your time. You guys being over my shoulder kind of gives me a little level of anxiety, where sometimes I might like mess up with what I'm talking about, because like you know that you were going to be posting this somewhere, and for me, I don't edit, so if I say something stupid, then like it's going to be there forever. So I am aware of that, and so kind of makes everything more tense than it needs to be. But I feel like it's good for people to see other people doing stuff like this. All right, we're gonna tighten this one up. Go back over to this side, tighten it up. Everybody gets held properly. So see now, even though that naturally wanted to keep coming out, now it's got this nice little metal support to it. So these little feet hold it on this plate. The metal protects everything here, and it makes sure everything is safe. Because if you didn't have this, then your wire could end up getting cut here, and then these guys can get cut, and then everybody gets cut, and it becomes a big problem. Now, the other thing is some electricians kind of like pick at other electricians because they're not all tidy and pretty and stuff. There's not really a lot you can do with this. And then it's just me being a special person. I know that this is bare metal right here, but I really don't like it when I can see the copper and stuff like this. But that's unfortunately how it is going to be designed. So yeah, we're going to go back to our instructions just to make sure there's nothing else that has been stated on here. If you have the anti-tip bracket and the leveling leg, you should install that. And it's pretty much the only instruction that's on here is disconnect the link from the neutral, use grounding terminal or lead to ground unit, and connect neutral terminal or lead to branch neutral in usual manner when appliance is connected to by means of corded use. Used for conductor cord for this purpose. And it gives you both the diagrams. The tape part of me wants to put electrical tape on here. And just so you guys know, like the level of electricity is going through here, you know, definitely can unalive you. And on here it's removing supplied strain relief, insert cord, connector in first, through strain relief, remove screw from terminal blocks, push an extra 3 inches of cord into the appliance and tighten strain relief clamp. So we've done that. Before plugging new cord into electrical outlet, check continuity of grounding connection between the metal frame of the appliance and the center pin of the cord. And that's it. So that's how it's supposed to look in accordance with the instructions. So now what we're going to do is we're very carefully going to grab this without injuring ourselves. We're going to shove this into the top part, which you guys cannot see. So shoving this into the top part and then coming back down here, push and hold all of that. We're going to grab our screws, line them up with holes, screw one of them in a smidgen, screw the second one in a smidgen, and then go back to the first one. And now we are tight here, and now we are tight here. Good job! And congratulations, you can now plug in your brand new stove, oven range, whatever thing you want to call it. That's it. So you guys like and subscribe, have a fantastic day, and I will see you next time. Bye!